How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was February 9th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Wardlow versus The Blade. That was a great match. But the ending to it, Wardlow went over with the Powerbomb Symphony. Well, after the match, as Wardlow was celebrating his victory, Shawn Spears came into the ring and attacked the Blade with a steel chair. And then Wardlow and Shawn Spears went backstage and everything. That was cool. Match 2, it was Match 2, it was Keith Lee versus Isaiah. Match 2, it was Keith Lee versus Isaiah Cassidy. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Keith Lee went over with the Death Valley Driver jackhammer suplex combination. Well, after the match, after the match, Mark Quinn came into the ring and attacked Keith Lee with a couple drop kicks, and then Isaiah Cassidy joined in and helped Mark Quinn attack Keith Lee, and they done a double drop kick, and Keith Lee went out of the ring, got knocked out of the ring, and then Mark Quinn attempted a Tope O'Connor on Keith Lee, but Keith Lee caught Mark Quinn, and then Isaiah Cassidy tried to do the same thing, but Keith Lee put Mark Quinn down and then caught Isaiah Cassidy, and Keith Lee executed a couple power bombs on Isaiah Cassidy on top of Mark Quinn and everything. That was cool. And that was a great match, by the way, between Keith Lee versus Isaiah Cassidy. Match 3, it was CM Punk and Jon Moxley versus FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. That was a great match, but the ending to it, CM Punk and Jon Moxley went over cause CM Punk pinned Cash Wheeler by the GTS. That was a great match, by the way. Match 4, it was Jade Cargill versus AQA for the TBS Women's title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jade Cargill went over and retained the TBS Women's title with the Jaded. That was match 4, by the way. That was a great match, by the way. Match 5, it was Serena Deeb versus Katie Arquette. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Serena Deeb went over with the Serenity Lock. Now, before the match, as Katie Arquette was in the ring, Serena Deeb came out to the ring with a microphone and was talking about saying that a couple weeks ago she beat Sky Blue in under 3 minutes, and talked about how she was issuing an open challenge to any woman that ever to step up to her to beat her for 5 minutes and everything. And then Serena Deeb was saying to Katie Arquette that she had 5 minutes to beat her, see what she's got and everything, because Serena Deeb was saying that she'll demolish Katie Arquette like she did Sky Blue and Hikaru Shida and everything. That was cool. That was match 5, by the way, and that was a squash match, by the way. And match 6, which was the main event, it was Hangman Page versus Lance Archer in a Texas death match for the AEW title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Hangman Page went over and retained the AEW title, cause Hangman Page executed the buckshot lariat to Lance Archer off the apron onto a table, and the referee counted to 10, and Lance Archer couldn't get up by the count of 10. So the referee called for the bell. Now, after the match, as Hangman Page was celebrating his AEW title victory, Adam Cole came out, took the AEW title away from the referee, and Adam Cole gave the AEW title back to Hangman Page, and Adam Cole tapped on the AEW title and then left the ring and just stood on the apron with his back turned, and Hangman Page was looking on and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Now, besides the matches, besides the matches, Wardlow came out with an MJF cutout board with him set in crisscross position, and another MJF cutout board with MJF choking out CM Punk. So Wardlow came out to the ring with him and left him in the ring. Then Wardlow gave Justin Roberts, which is the ring announcer for AEW, a note, and Justin Roberts introduced FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, along with Tully Blanchard, and also introduced Shawn Spears. And then, as Shawn Spears came out to the ring after FTR and Tully Blanchard came to the ring, Shawn Spears gave Justin Roberts a note, and Justin Roberts was reading the note, and it was talking about how MJF is better than the best in the world, and how he beat CM Punk twice, and everything, and then Justin Roberts introduced MJF, and so MJF came out on a throne. 4 men carrying the throne, 2 women were escorting him out to the ring. Well, as soon as the men put the throne down, MJF got on the apron. One woman kissed him on the cheek, and then the other woman kissed him on the lips, and they had a little makeout session there a little bit. Then MJF got in the ring, and MJF MJF got on the microphone and was talking about how he think MJF. Well, as soon as MJF got in the ring, the Pinnacle, which are MJF, Shawn Spears, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and Tully Blanchard, were all celebrating, and Wardlow was just standing in the corner, all disgusted and everything. And then MJF got on the microphone and was talking about how he's beat CM Punk twice, and how he's better than the best in the world and everything, and then MJF gave thanks to Shawn Spears and was saying, if it wasn't for you, Shawn Spears, I wouldn't have been warmed up like I was, and I wouldn't have beaten CM Punk without the help of your training and everything. And then MJF was talking about how he was going to go after the AEW title and everything as well, and then, but MJF not only thanked Shawn Spears, but he also thanked FTR and Tully Blanchard for their support as well, and didn't even mention Wardlow. But then MJF was talking about how he was going to now become the next AEW champion and everything, and then CM Punk came out, and while CM Punk came out while MJF was still talking, and Tony Schiavone came over to CM Punk with the microphone, and CM Punk got on the microphone and was going off about MJF, calling him a gutless coward, and saying how he was gonna how MJF's two wins over him was a fluke because he used athletic tape in the first time, and then used the diamond ring the second time, and CM Punk was talking about CM Punk was demanding a rematch. CM Punk demanded a rematch against MJF, and then MJF wouldn't give CM Punk the rematch. CM Punk said, "Not you, Max. Wardlow. The man who actually beat me last week, Wardlow." And MJF was saying, and then CM Punk was saying, "Because without Wardlow, you wouldn't have beaten me." And then MJ that's what CM Punk said. But MJF said, "No, Punky, it's not going to happen. You're not going after Wardlow. And I beat you all by myself, fair and square." And CM Punk said, "Well, if you won't give me my rematch, Max, with Wardlow, and you won't face me in a rematch, how about I bring out my friends right now?" So, Sting and Darby Allin came out, and then as soon as Sting and Darby Allin came out, FTR was Dax Harwood got on the microphone and was saying, "Punk, you think I like dressing up in a suit? Hell no, I don't. I dress to fight, and tonight I want to fight. So bring out your friends." And then, so after Dax Harwood said what he said, that's when Sting and Darby Allin came out, and CM Punk was saying, Well, Dax, I do want a rematch from AEW Dynamite from Greensboro, North Carolina. So how about it? CM Punk, Sting, and Darby Allin against the Pinnacle, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and I can also get my hands on Max. And MJF was saying, "Punky, that's not going to happen either. But if you want a rematch against me, you're going to have to face FTR tonight, and you have to find a tag team partner. And no, it can't be Sting, and no, it can't be Darby Allin. It has to be someone else. Because if you can't find a partner, you're not getting your rematch. Case closed." And then, but during that segment, CM Punk, when he mentioned about Wardlow, CM Punk mentioned to Wardlow, saying that talking about how MJF was using him and how Wardlow needs to grow the balls and stand up to MJF and leave the Pinnacle and everything. And then MJF went off saying that Wardlow doesn't just work for me, he's my best friend and everything. But that was when the segment was going on. But the closing part was when MJF told CM Punk to find a tag team partner to go up against FTR, and it can't be Sting or Darby Allin, and said that if he can't find a partner, then no match, and case closed and everything. That was cool. Which that was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Sting and Darby Allin and Andrade El Idolo and Jose, and Tony Schiavone was saying, so finally, Sting and Darby Allin meet Andrade El Idolo and Jose face to face for the first time. Andrade El Idolo, the floor is yours. Andrade El Idolo said, thank you, Tony. Now, I finally get to meet Darby Allin's boss, Mr. Sting. How are you today, sir? Sting said, first of all, I'm not Darby Allin's boss. Second of all, he's not a kid. Darby, did I hear you loud and clear say that you did not want to work for Andrade El Idolo? Darby Allin said, yes, that's exactly what that's exactly what I said, Stinger. Now, Andrade, you're just wasting your time because I'm not going to work for you. I have better things to do than work for you, and that is to go after the AEW TNT title. And then Andrade El Idolo was saying, Darby, you will work for me because you and I, we have something in common. You want the AEW TNT title, and I want the AEW TNT title. But the difference is, you're wanting to go after the AEW TNT title. I am going to be the next AEW TNT champion and everything. And then Andrade El Idolo and Jose left, and then Sting said, well, Darby, it sounds to me like he's meaning everything he's saying. And so Sting and Darby Allin just stared at each other and everything. That was cool. Let me think. Here is it. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Excuse me, sorry, I had to do something real quick. Pena El Cerro Miedo and Alex Abrahantes cut a promo, and Alex Abrahantes was translating everything, the message from Pena El Cerro Miedo. And Alex Abrahantes was saying, Malachi Black, Alex Abrahantes said, Pena says, Malachi Black, since you spit the mist in my face, it went into my soul. Pena says, Malachi Black, I will be getting my revenge on you. And Pena says, I'm going old school. And everything. That was cool. The Inner Circle, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Santana. The Inner Circle, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz, all came to the ring. Well, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara came out first, and Chris Jericho got on the microphone and was saying, "We haven't seen Santana and Ortiz all day." And I said loud and clear last week that attendance is mandatory. So where are you, Santana and Ortiz? Well, Santana and Ortiz came out, and then Chris Jericho was saying, "Oh, that's so cute." Well, as soon as Santana and Ortiz got in the ring, Chris Jericho said, "Well, Santana and Ortiz, you wouldn't come out with us, so you come out to your own entrance music? Well, that's cute. But I will tell you one thing that's not cute is a couple weeks ago when you two were being selfish and inconsiderate and would not tag me into our six-man tag, our trios match against 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker, and Daniel Garcia. What the hell was that about?" And then Santana got on the microphone and was saying, "Chris, we'll tell you what it's about. Because a month ago, Ortiz and I, we've been realizing some things. We have been realizing that we have been held back from being the AEW Tag Team Champions because of you. Because Chris Jericho only cares about one thing, and that's Chris Jericho. And Eddie Kingston is right. You have been holding us back because we've not been able to achieve our goal, as Ortiz and I have not been able to achieve our goal as the AEW Tag Team Champions because of you. Because we've been pushing back our opportunities for you. And we're not going to play second fiddle any longer. And we're going to be the AEW Tag Team Champions." And then Chris Jericho was saying, "What are you talking about, Santana? I am the leader of AEW, and I am the leader of the Inner Circle. And you sit there and say that I only care about one thing, and that's myself, and that you never got any opportunities since I brought you here in this company. Well, that's bullshit. Because I've given you both have had opportunities. Last year, a year or two ago, you both faced off against the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, on Dynamite for the AEW Tag Team titles. You lost. You cannot blame that on anybody but yourselves. You cannot blame that on me. But Santana, you remind me of an old friend of mine named the late great Eddie Guerrero. Because you complain about everything. And right there, you're complaining that I didn't give you any opportunities, which you know damn well I did. And I know damn well Eddie Kingston is in your head. Because you and Ortiz both have had it made in the Inner Circle. And Eddie Kingston has not done nothing for you two in your careers. The only thing that... but I have done everything for you both since you've came to AEW. But you know, I come to think about this. I believe that I brought the wrong two members of LAX to AEW. Now, Jake, do you have Hernandez and Homicide's number? Well, Santana got pissed off and Santana grabbed Chris Jericho by his throat, and Chris Jericho grabbed Santana by his throat. Well, Sammy Guevara stepped in and got on the microphone and was saying, whoa, guys, we're a family. let's stop this. Chris Jericho got on the microphone and said, "Shut up, Sammy." And Sammy Guevara got on the microphone and was saying, "I don't know what this bullshit is about, but it needs to stop. Because I am the AEW TNT champion, and that's my goal in AEW, is to be a champion. And I've quit the Inner Circle before. I've quit the Inner Circle before, and I'll quit the Inner Circle again. And so figure this shit out, or I'm done." And then Sammy Guevara took his vest off, Inner Circle vest off, laid it down the ring, and left the ring and went backstage. And then Ortiz got on the microphone and said, "Now see what you done, Chris? You caused Sammy to leave. And what do you know about Eddie Kingston? Because Eddie Kingston has been mine and Santana's brother in arms since the beginning. And so, you know, the way Santana and I were raised, we didn't take care of shit by running our mouths. We took care of shit with our fists. So how about next week, Santana and I have a match against you and Jake Hager." And then Chris Jericho got on the microphone and was saying, "Okay, Ortiz, since you want to be exactly like Santana, and say that I've been so unfair to you both, and if you both want to fight, well, a fight is what you're going to get. So next week, it's going to be Jake Hager and myself against Santana and Ortiz. And as I said last week, attendance is mandatory. Because next week, Jake Hager and I, we're going to slap you two around and we're going to give you both an attitude adjustment." And then Chris Jericho and Jake Hager left the ring while Santana and Ortiz were still in the ring and everything. That was cool. Okay, yeah, that was cool. That Inner Circle's town meeting was cool, by the way. Tony Schiavone interviewed Roppongi Vice, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Tony Schiavone interviewed Roppongi Vice, and Tony Schiavone was bringing up to Roppongi Vice about them having a match against the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, on AEW Rampage and everything. And then Rocky Romero, wait a minute, Tony Schiavone interviewed Roppongi Vice, which are Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. And Tony Schiavone brought up to Roppongi Vice that they're going to be facing the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, on AEW Rampage Friday night. Well, Rocky Romero got on the microphone and was saying, "That's right, Tony, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling 100%, so let's go." Well, the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, appeared, and the Young Buck and Matt and Nick Jackson were being all friendly and everything, and then was saying, "We're not here to be friendly to you. We're not here to be your friends. We're here to fight, and we're gonna kick both your asses on Rampage Friday night." And Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero were saying, "All right, well, let's go. Why don't we just do it right now?" Well, Adam Cole attacked Trent Nick Jackson attacked Trent. Yeah. Well, yeah. Adam Cole attacked Rocky Romero from behind, and Nick Jackson was beating the shit out of Rocky Romero, and then Matt Jackson was beating the shit out of Trent Beretta, and then Adam Cole executed a low blow to Trent Beretta, and as Matt Jackson and Adam Cole were ganging up on Trent Beretta, Nick Jackson was beating the shit out of Rocky Romero. And then Adam Cole was saying, guys, we have somebody here that's going. Well, Adam Cole was saying, guys, I brought somebody in. Well, Jay White appeared, and Jay White picked Trent Beretta up and and so Jay White slammed Trent Beretta into the production truck. And then Jay White stared down the Elite, which are Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, and Jay White looked at Nick Jackson and said, nice earrings, and left. And that was Jay White. Jay White is who it is. So Jay White left. And the Elite, which are Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, were just looking on and everything. While Roppongi Vice, which are Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, were laid out and everything as well. That was cool. AEW aired a vignette of the build up of the feud between Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez, and AEW aired a vignette of the ongoing rivalry between Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez, which that was cool. Sammy Guevara came out and cut a promo using flashcards saying, tonight I made a decision, and that decision was I took my vest off and I left Inner Circle. So, Chris, I did shut up, yes, but I also come to the realization that I have the AEW TNT Championship to worry about. Am I worried? Yes, because I have everyone coming after it, including Andrade El Idolo, Darby Allin, and now Keith Lee. And I'm looking forward, and I will be keeping my eye on the Face of the Revolution ladder match. And I will come out on top and still be the AEW TNT champion and everything. That was cool. The Elite, which are Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, along with Brandon Cutler, cut a promo, and Matt and Nick Jackson were mentioning about facing Roppongi Vice, which are Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, on AEW Rampage Friday night and everything, and talked about how they were going to kick Roppongi Vice's asses and everything, and then Matt Jackson was asking Adam Cole, was saying to Adam Cole, so Adam, what's this bullshit about what's this bullshit with Jay White about? And Nick Jackson was saying, yeah, Adam, you could have sent us a text and told us that you were bringing Jay White in. Adam Cole was saying, guys, I made a business call to Jay White because he's my friend. And yes, we're all the elite. All three of us were the elite. But you remember back in New Japan Pro Wrestling when we said Bullet Club for life? Well, I still hold that dear to me to this day. Well, Matt and Nick Jackson said, yeah, we remember that. And Adam Cole said, well, I still hold that with me to this day. And so I made a business call to Jay White, and we're gonna be in good hands. And then Matt and Nick Jackson were saying, all right, we'll take, and Adam Cole was saying, and Matt and Nick, just know you can trust me. And so trust me with this business decision with bringing Jay White in. And then Matt and Nick Jackson were saying, all right, Adam, we trust you. But here's the thing. Not only the whole Jay White bullshit, but we're gonna go after the AEW Tag Team titles, and we're gonna be the AEW Tag Team champions once again. Adam Cole was saying, yeah, and once you two become the AEW Tag Team champions once again, I got a title I'm going after myself, and that is the AEW title. So, good luck to you both, Matt and Nick, cause I gotta go and go after the AEW title and everything. And then the Young Bucks told Brandon Cutler to cut the camera off and everything as well. That was cool. Excuse me. And AEW aired a video. And AEW aired a vignette of the build-up of the ongoing feud between the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, along with Christian Cage, and the Gun Club, which are Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn, for the AEW, with the AEW Tag Team titles being defended by the Jurassic Express against the Gun Club. That was cool. And now besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Rick Knox refereed the match between Wardlow versus The Blade. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Keith Lee versus Isaiah Cassidy. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between CM Punk and Jon Moxley versus FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Jade Cargill versus AQA for the TBS Women's title. Paul Turner refereed the match between Serena Deeb versus Katie Arquette. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Hangman Page versus Lance Archer in a Texas Death Match for the AEW title. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week, that's been announced so far, it's going to be Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, and Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez in a no disqualification match. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week looks, so far it's been announced, so the match card so far looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. Looking forward to it. And the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night, it's going to be, and the match card for All Elite Wrestling's Now the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night, it's going to be the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus the Gun Club, which are Austin and Colton Gunn for the AEW Tag Team titles. The Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, versus Roppongi Vice, which are Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. Hook versus Blake Lee, and Britt Baker versus Robin Renegade. Those are the matches that have been announced so far. Now, besides the matches that have been announced, Bryan Danielson will be appearing live. So, the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was February 9th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.